In this session, we'll talk about the double verification principle to divide tasks of data entry and data control among two employees. The double verification principle is used for specifying authorization for certain info types so that two employees are always required for data entry. One of the employees would maintain the data and the other employee checks the correctness of the data entered. So for example, you could implement a scenario where you have two administrators who would always edit additional payments info type. Now you have two procedures in double verification principle. One is the asymmetrical double verification principle. The other is the symmetrical double verification principle. Now, in the asymmetrical double verification principle, two users are always required to able to create or change info type data. Now, these two users do not have or will not have the same authorization, which is why this process of verification is called asymmetrical. Now, as per the asymmetrical double verification principle, user A will be granted authorizations with authorization level E, M, and R. E is for enqueue, M is for match code, and R is for read. And for the authorization object P underscore origin, or if you are using P underscore org XX also, so the authorization level value in those two objects would be R, M, and E. One is for E is for enqueue, and M and R is for reading the data. Now, you do that instead of giving the complete access. Or complete access meaning which would include the write or update access. So these authorizations allow the user A to create, change, or delete on locked records only. Now in user B is granted or will be granted authorizations with the authorization level D, R, and M. Now D is for DQ instead of giving the complete write access. So this combination of authorizations R, M, and D will allow user B to unlock locked records, or if the record is locked or it's unlocked, it will allow the user to lock the record. So in the asymmetrical process, user A enters the new data, and that data is unlocked by user B. Now the existing data can be changed in two ways. User B logs the data and user A changes the data, and user B unlocks the data again. Alternatively, you could have user A who would create a locked copy from the unlocked data and changes the copied data, and user B then unlocks the data. To delete the unlocked data, user B logs the data again, which is then deleted by user A. So in this process, user A is always responsible for entering and changing the data, while user B is responsible for approving the changes. In the symmetrical double verification principle, two users are always required to be able to create or change an info type's data. Now in the symmetrical double verification, both the users would have the same authorizations. So how does that work? So both the users are granted authorizations with the authorization level S, which is for symmetrical. M and R, which is for reading the data or match code. R is for reading and M is for match code. For the authorization object P underscore origin or P underscore orgxx. Now instead of giving, you do give these authorization levels instead of giving write access, that is complete access. Now these authorizations allow each user to create log data or create locked records, change locked records, and relog the unlocked data records. In addition, each user can unlock data as long as he or she is not the last person to have changed the log data. But neither user can delete data. So new data is always, let's say, new data is always created by user A or user B and logged by user. So if the user A creates the data, user B can log it. If user B creates the data, user A can log the data. And to change the existing data, user B, A or B logs and changes the data. And the user B or A, depending on who locks or unlocks, user B can unlock the data. So what it means is that if user A logs the data, user B unlocks it, and or if user B logs the data, user A can unlock it. But to delete the data, in this principle, to delete the data, existing data, you must have, another user must have the authorization to do it. But in symmetrical double verification principle, the users cannot delete the existing data. So let's take an example for double verification principle. Now, for example, in this example, we want to ensure that the additional payments info type, that is 15, can only be edited by 2 administrators together. So we are talking about, in this case, asymmetrical double verification principle here. To achieve this, you need to set up asymmetrical double verification principle where one of the administrator is responsible for recording the data and the other administrator is responsible for controlling the process. So the administrator responsible for recording the data requires authorization for P underscore origin with read, search and enqueue for the info type, and whatever the other controlling elements are for like personal area and all. In this example, cab is the personal area on which the data for info type 15 is restricted by. So user A will be responsible for administrating or recording the data, needs R, M and E for locking the data, while the other administrator who is responsible for controlling the data requires read and search, that is read and R and M for the same info type with access to unlocking the data also. So using the authorization level D, this administrator can lock or unlock the data. So in a double verification principle, you would need 2 administrators for performing the data entry tasks and data control. So one employee maintains the data and the other employee, the one employee maintains the data and the other employee checks the correctness of the data entered. So this is what is called as double verification principle.